Well, it's Wealth Wednesday with investment specialist Yvonne Delry from FirstOntario Credit Union and Aviso Wealth. We are wrapping up our series on financial consideration for retirees, diving right into estate planning and why that's so important.
Yeah, because estate planning is sometimes a topic that people don't like to think about. But having a solid plan will allow you to enjoy your retirement more because you know that your wishes will be followed throughout your lifetime and beyond. So there's two big considerations for estate planning. It is the transition and the distribution of personal items, belongings, and your assets during your lifetime and beyond. And also understanding how to help yourself if you can't make decisions for yourself because of injury, illness, or other circumstances.
And maybe you've made up a will earlier, but now is a good time to revisit that will.
Absolutely. So there's a few. Okay, so first of all, how to start and understand how to be dividing up your assets.
Okay.
So make a list of everything that you own, and this includes liquid assets, bank accounts, insurance policies, investment accounts, along with property such as houses, cottages, jewelry, things like that. Attach a value to these assets, understand what your obligations are, which is a mortgage, lines of credits, things like that. Then once you know what your net worth is, by subtracting your obligations from your assets, this is what you're going to distribute to your heirs.
Okay, and how can you pass it along your assets?
So there's a couple of different ways. So some investment accounts, such as retirement income funds, tax-free savings accounts, insurance policies, allow you to add a beneficiary. So this can save in costs and kind of streamline that process.
So they're not having to wait.
So as soon as you pass, it can transition to these individuals. The other consideration is passing along in your lifetime. So belongings, cherished items, monetary, just be aware of some of the pitfalls. So some of the pitfalls are if you are gifting or selling a secondary property such as a cottage, capital gains. If you are wanting to distribute some funds from your retirement income fund, any withdrawals are taxable income, so there's tax implications. If you then you make up a will, you can transition through your will. One of the biggest considerations is who are you going to name as your executor? Because that individual's got a big job of paying debt, filing income tax, and distributing your assets, the remaining assets upon your passing.
And really important to choose your executor wisely, let them know, and then they have to know where things are, like where your will is, where a copy of your will is.
And where to go for your assets. So I always suggest make a list or statements, attach it onto the will.
Right, and then you've got to figure out who your power of attorney is.
This is just as important as your will because this person or people are making decisions for you while you are alive. So there's two types of power of attorneys. There's the one for property. So they are going to make decisions about your bank accounts, paying bills, maybe getting some money to do some odds and ends for you. Then there is for personal care. And this individual is making medical decisions for you, where you live, what you could be eating, medical care, end of life care. So make sure that these individuals want to be doing this for you because this could last for years, and know what your wishes are, and just make sure also that your power of attorney and your will are up to date. Very important as you transition through life.
And for the financial power of attorney, is that something that you have to let your, like say your bank know?
Yes, it is beneficial to come in with the power of attorney, introduce the individual to your institution so that this is all already in place and they're not coming in the crisis when the individual can't come in, because then there could be some questions as to, is this the last power of attorney?
Right.
So it is important. So get that set up beforehand.
Okay, and as always, your tagline.
Dream, plan, achieve.
Okay, thanks so much, Yvonne. Always love your advice. We'll get the link up to your website at chch.com/morninglive.